So this is going to be our final learning objective, exploring sinusoidal graphs, and we're going to add in the final part, which is our C value. So now we're going to look at adding and subtracting inside the parentheses, and this will give us a full sinusoidal graph we can look at. All right, so this one, we have sine of x in red, sine of x minus 1 in blue, sine of x minus 2 in green, sine of x plus 1 in black. All right. And what's happening when we start adding and subtracting inside the parentheses? Well, if we start at the red graph, how do we get from the red to the blue? We have to slide this point over to there. We have to slide that point over, slide that point over. All right, we're sliding stuff to get from red to green. I go from here, slide over a little bit farther. And why am I sliding over farther? Because 2 is bigger than 1. And what about x plus 1? Well, now if I start at my red graph, I have to slide over to the left to get to my black graph. So adding and subtracting inside the parentheses is going to slide your graph left or slide your graph right. All right, based on a minus sign goes right, a plus sign goes left. All right, so the fancy word for this, I actually didn't add a sign of this, is called the phase shift. All right, so phase shift is just a fancy word for saying it's sliding left and right. So there can be examples like this where you're going to find the phase shift of y equals sine of x. All right, so sine of x is the original red graph. All right, and we're going to figure out how far do we have to slide this to the left or right to get the black graph. There's actually 2 different options. I could slide it left to get to there. And how far did I slide it left? I slided it left. One kind of unit, which you look at that, is pi over 2. All right, so I could have a phase shift left of pi over 2. But I also could have taken this graph and slided it all the way right to there and gone right. What is that? So from pi over 2 to 2 pi is 3 pi over 2. And so I'm going to go right 3 pi over 2. I also, for some reason, could have taken this graph here and gone all the way over there, and I could have gone left. What's that going to be? Negative 5 pi over 2. Well, just 5 pi over 2, because we're just saying it's left. Right. So phase shift is a weird one because there's actually like an infinite number of different phase shifts. Obviously, we'd want to pick one of the smaller ones, so we'd want one of these two. But you can pick a bunch of different things for your phase shift, but it's figuring out how far left or right did your graph slide. What about this one? Identifying the phase shift of x. And sine is the original red one, and we're going to figure out how far do we have to slide this. Let's do the smallest distance. Slide this to the right to get to that one. All right, well, this top of this thing is between 0 and pi over 4, so it's at pi over 4 is where this point is. I'm going to slide it right to pi over 2. So how far do I have to go from pi over 4 to pi over 2? Well, I can just subtract them. Get a common denominator. I see it's pi over 4. So I have to slide this right pi over 4 is my phase shift. So here's one for you to try on your own. All right, find the phase shift for cosine of x. Let's say for this one, yeah, let's just go from the original over there. All right, that phase shift to the right, find that. And the answer for this one's going to be pi over 2 because it started at 0 at the top, and now it's at pi over 2, so we just shifted it right pi over 2. All right, so for this problem, you don't need to do a skill check or delta math. I just need to watch the video. All right, so once you're done with this one, just tell me that you watched the entire video and then find the secret word. Tell me what the secret word is, and then you can go on to the next learning objective.